What's up, guys? How's it going? Glad to have you back here at the Crown One. Hey, look, I've been doing some awesome uploads here. You guys probably saw some of my shorts if you're checking out my channel. You also have seen, of course, some regular games that I've been doing as well. But if you're liking the content, I want to go ahead and do that shameless advertisement. If you're liking what you're seeing, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Some of you guys are watching, but you're not liking. Some of you are liking, but you're not subscribing. Some of you are subscribing, but go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can get the latest updates on the latest news on the content that I'll be uploading. So let's go ahead and move into this next article. And this is actually, I read the headlines and I don't want to get into like heavy criticism because I don't know a lot of the things that people do as far as the professions and what they're in. It's easy to look on the outside and talk about what somebody else does. But I'm gonna speak from, I will say, more of a satellite spectator's point of view, or even as a fan, because I'm a big Marvel fan. Spider-Man is my bread and butter. I've been watching Spider-Man, reading comic books of Spider-Man since I was a kid. He is my all-time favorite superhero out of all of them. I'm talking Superman, The Flash on DC, you name it, Spider-Man, in my opinion, tops them all. But at any rate, this is going more so into the director for Secret Invasion. I haven't had a chance to check it out. I don't have Disney Plus anymore for my own personal reasons. But for some reason, it looks like, just from this headline and also from some of the other news outlets, that the fandom has been giving a lot of flack for somewhat may characterize a bit of a lackluster for this next phase in Marvel. And I believe it's phase 4, or at least phase 4 and transitioning into phase 5, because there's also been other news outlets that's saying that this is probably going to be a transition into that next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and MCU. So let's check it out. So the headline reads, Secret Invasion on, quote, rabid, end quote, Marvel fans. And he's, quote, saying, is it our job to fulfill their expectations? And he's asking a question about, probably some of the criticism. So let's go ahead and jump into the headline. It says, warning, spoilers ahead for Marvel's Secret Invasion, currently available on Disney Plus. It says, and I'm going to jump down here to the second paragraph because, I want to go ahead and see what he's saying. So it says, oh, I don't read reviews. With all due respect, Salim said, for me, I view all the storytelling work I do as a dialogue with an audience. When the show is finished and put up on the screen, that's my half of the dialogue, and the audience then starts their half of the response to it. I think that's valuable, but I don't know how to answer the question. So let's see. It says, GameSpot's Phil Owens praised the solid start of Marvel's Secret Invasion series, noting its potential to shake up the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It says, in GameSpot's review of Secret Invasion, based on the first 2 episodes, Chrissy Hayner found the absence of prominent superheroes in the story refreshing, but felt the episodes were frequently bogged down with pacing issues due to an overwhelming amount of plot crammed in. Still, despite the reception of the early episodes, the finale left far more unanswered questions than answered ones. So let's talk about that for a minute. So plot crammed in plots. Again, I haven't watched it, but just based on this paragraph, just from what Chris Hayner is saying, he wasn't all that satisfied. I don't know, and if I'm just looking into his minds, he probably gave it about an 80%, which is still a B minus, if you will, of the Secret Invasions. So my deal is not to specifically talk about Secret Invasions because I've never seen it before. But of course, some of the other Marvel Cinematic movies, TV shows, cartoons, shorts, what ifs. If you had a chance to check out Marvel's What If, some were hits and misses. I would say phase 1 probably had more hits than misses. It seems like the latter phases, of course, from what you guys have seen, have a lot more misses. I think because there might be I will say a producer audience disconnect. What I will say is, when you start talking about here in this paragraph, it says it's our job to fulfill their expectations, Salim asked, or to tell the story that we're telling. So it's a tricky thing. I would love it if everybody loved it, but I also don't have the expectations myself, so I feel great about the response to it. Interesting. But I also don't have that expectation myself. So I feel great about the response to it. When asked whether there's another MCU project he'd want to direct by Variety, Salim said, after working for 28 months on the show, he's, quote, just thinking about launch and maybe a bike ride or something like that. But I was deeply moved working with Olivia Colman and Emilia Clarke, and this thing that's dangling at the end of the 6th episode is really inspiring to me. So we'll see where it goes. Okay, so he's not showing if he's going to be doing any potential future projects with MCU, but he's keeping his options open, which is smart. I don't know. You can take this as a jab. I'm probably going to go off on a bit of a tangent with that statement that he made, because I think this is a statement that seems to circle around, I will say, not only MCU, but the DCU, and also just what we've seen in some of the Hollywood movies, but not only the movies, the directors, the producers, and their response to the fandom. You also seen it in Star Wars. And one thing that I've learned as a fan, nobody wants to be criticized for their opinions as far as what they think is a great movie, because it's our money. You know, we're putting money into this, same as they are, you know, when they're putting down millions of dollars for those box office productions. You know, we're taking coin out of our pocket to go see a movie that a lot of us really didn't ask for. You know, the producers, they're producing those movies, but you don't see fans chasing this certain producer down. Hey, will you do this movie? And sometimes that may actually be the case. You know, you may have fans that say, hey, can you do this movie? Or, you know, you could say the fandom is looking at George Lucas to take over Star Wars again, because a lot of the fandom doesn't seem to be too pleased at all with the sequel trilogies. But one thing that I've learned is that when you're producing a product, much like the MCU or just any type of product, you have to realize nobody's really chasing you down to do this. Nobody chased me down. I mean, you know, I'm not going to say I'm a small or a large YouTuber or a small or a large content creator. I'm a content creator. Nobody asked me to do this. I woke up one day, and throughout that day, and actually it was a series of days, and I'm like, you know, maybe I want to do this, you know, produce some content, you know, for everybody to see. If they like it, cool. If they don't, you know, it's something that I like doing. I just want to share whatever to whomever check it out. But nobody was chasing me down. Nobody was chasing the crown one down. Hey, you know, can you do videos for us? I volunteered to do this, and I like doing it. So if I'm going to do it, then I better make it good, or at least strive to make it good. You know, have a spirit of excellence, because if you come in all lackadaisical, like, you know, whatever's whatever, and just pushing it out to push it out, for a lot of times people are going to notice that. They're going to notice the person behind the content, and that's going to reflect in the content. And to kind of question, if you will, some of the stuff that the producers put out, they start to question the fandom and say, is it our job? I would say, yeah. Now, that comes with an asterisk, because there are some parts of the fandom I'll say that can be toxic. But there are parts, and I think it's largely in part, that the fandoms want to see some awesome, cool things. Yes, you can call them nerds, geeks, or whatever. I'm saying it. You know, we're nerds and geeks. We like geeky stuff. We like dorky things. That's what it is. I mean, it's all imaginary. It's fantasy. It's all good. But when you volunteer to start producing something for somebody that nobody asked, wouldn't it be your job to fulfill their expectations? If I start producing a movie about Spider-Man, which will never happen, nobody's going to tap the Crown One shoulder to do a Spider-Man production. A, because I'm not in that type of business, and B, because I might make some heads roll because I'm going straight to the source material, which is the, Stan Lee's material, the original Stan Lee material. Okay? But if I'm going to be doing it, then it's going to be my job to make it good, or to at least stick with the source material and make it relatable and not insult the fans if they don't like it. That's why there's surveys. You do surveys. Without surveys, you can't really get a barometer of what people like. Otherwise, you're kind of like me. I'm just doing content, and whoever likes it, I'm going to go to YouTube Analytics, find out who likes it, find out who doesn't. If people like it, I'm going to keep going. If they don't like it, I'm going to go back to the drawing board. Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't put this out because I didn't get as much viewership, or there might be a small subset. And I don't want to beat a dead horse too much, but it's something that I wanted to talk about because it's something that's been on my mind. As you can see, the date is marked, I think about a week ago, July 28th, because as a fan, I kind of get tired of being called a man baby, toxic, whatever the case is. Now, I wouldn't group myself with the people that are yakking and cursing and doing all the crazy stuff and not passing judgment on them. I'm pretty sure they have a legitimate axe to grind. But a lot of these movies, again, with the MCU, DCU, you're talking about people's childhoods, from comic books that they've read, to see it in live action like that with the technology that we have, and to see it flop because the producers could care less about the storyline, or they try some type of reimagining, if you will, or subverting expectations. Look, like I said, I'm not going to try to criticize, but I would say those can be viewed as disfavorable things to say about people who have spent quite possibly longer time in that type of universe than the producers who produce them. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of us have been looking at comic books since we were kids, and then you have somebody who does a movie who hasn't been in as long. They're just here to make a quick buck and cash out. Look, it's a capitalist society. It's all good. But if you're going to walk up to the content and say, hey, I'm going to do this, pay some homage. Look to fulfill their expectations by fulfilling the source material, and that's how you do it. Now, again, come on now. I do YouTube recordings, and it's all good. But to answer the question, is it our job to fulfill their expectations? Yes, and the way to do it is to go by the source material. But I hope I didn't beat the dead horse too much. Leave a comment in the subsection there, in the section, if you will. If you like the content, if you don't like it, don't just thumbs down. I'm seeing you guys leaving thumbs down. Don't just leave a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like it, because I'm here to receive your very gross criticisms and see how it can be done better. But if you don't tell me, then how do I know? Let me know what you like, and don't forget to leave that comment, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. This is the Crown One, and I'm signing off. I'll talk to you guys later.